LiLi from Don'tFeedTheGamers.com.
Chewy here from Don'tFeedTheGamers.com.
And we were originally intending on doing an unboxing video with you guys, but we got a little bit too excited.
Sorry, my fault.
So it is now just going to be a feature. I wish I could have unboxed it. If it helps, boxes always tend to kick my ass, so it was a little bit of a flabbergast, so save yourself some time. But we are going to be unboxing one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. Was Okami. Still has failed to be dethroned to this day. So we got this epic piece by Figures. It is going to be by First 4 Figures. We are very excited to review this piece. This is a dream come true. Ever since I played the game, I played it on the PS2. That was my platform of choice at the time. And when I first played it, I was so blown away by how beautiful this game was. You know, especially for the PS2 period, the fact that the graphics were so engaging, so beautiful, the mechanics were smooth. It was really rich with Japanese lore, which I thought was fantastic. And then actually, this is the game that got me into kind of reading a little bit more into Japanese culture. I started getting into anime and manga around that time. It was kind of a life-changing type game for me personally. Even still to this day, years and years and years later, I'm still completely blown away by just the overall story, the progression of the story, the progression of the mechanics. It was beautiful. So this is the Amaterasu. I'm horrible at pronouncing that. This is the figure that I have been waiting for since I played the game. I've been a collector for over 20 years. Since I got the game, I've constantly been looking online to find something, especially authorized, for this game because it's such a big part of my gaming experience growing up. I never could find anything that was official. A lot of unofficial, but they wasn't really true to characters. They got the markings wrong. The coloring was just atrocious. You could tell it was kind of a fan-made project versus something that was officially authorized. So when I finally went to E3 this past year as press, Capcom had this entire booth set up just for collectibles. They had Ryo from Street Fighter. They had a bunch of really cool stuff, but my heart stopped when I saw this piece. My literal fangirlism just kind of burst out, and they were laughing at me. They said I got really too excited, that I was the only person to kind of flip my shit the way I did, in true LiLi fashion. But this is it. We have put it together. The tail is detachable. The base is detachable. Actually, I want to go ahead and take this off. Try to do that just so I can show you guys the base, because a lot of times you'll get a really beautiful statue and then you're like, this is perfect, the paint, everything's so detailed, but then the base will be really lackluster. This one is obviously dimensional. It's not a flat piece. It's very environmental, a lot of beautiful colors, a little bit bendable with just the materials used. Very sturdy base. So if you're like us and you live in a freakishly cold area and you can't make it to the gym, just do a couple lift ups with this. You got that arm workout, man. It's good. So this is something that I just wanted to showcase because a lot of pieces that the piece will just be fantastic, and then what actually brings down those points of accumulation, a lot of that, or points of articulation, is the fact that they just kind of rushed through the base, which to me is a very fundamental, important part of any piece because it's what brings it all together.
Sure.
So now we have the actual statue itself. Fantastic. Again, really weighted, very high quality. I believe it's polystone, I believe was the featured, the materials used for this. Regardless, the paint is fantastic. The way it's the white, it's got the traditional markings, it's got the black markings here as well. It's very a dynamic piece. Even though it is a stationary piece, you can feel the movement just with the way it's positioned, which is fantastic. Go ahead and do a close-up of his mouth. Even the way he paint, a lot of times if paint is shiny, I kind of deduct that from the overall, but for this, it fits. The way the paint is done with this is just fantastic. Go ahead and do a 360 view of that up close so they can see how amazing this piece is. I want to bag it up a second. It's beautiful. This, I don't regret this at all. It is a higher price point. You're looking at $300 to $350, depending on where you pick this bad boy up. Here, I gotta laugh. There's even a booty hole. There's even a little black booty hole, which I'm down. There were two parts, or two editions of this. There was the this statue, which is the standard edition, and then they had an exclusive edition which actually lights up. Apparently they sent us the standard edition even though we were expecting the exclusive, just because I really like the fact that it lit up. If you'd take this and show them that the materials used for it, the flames and the base, is amazing. Like, it is literally meant to reflect light in a really realistic way. Again, really dynamic. You can see the flow of the flames. You can see it's fantastic. I'm excited. You've got the mirror. So since this is a standard edition and doesn't light up, I'm actually gonna put LEDs here to kind of still get that movement that I really want. It's really easy to do. The way it's set up, it's beautifully set up. The mechanics of it, and the overall construction of it is perfection. So it won't be hard at all for me to do that. I'm just stoked. And then when it goes on to the statue to fully complete it the way it's supposed to be completed, it's beautiful. So if you're a fan of Okami, which a lot of people are, I've never met a person that wasn't a fan of this. It's so funny, you know, back in the day, before I started working in journalism, I was a manager at GameStop. And it was so funny because people would come in to look at games and they would look for something for like the Wii U or the PS2, and I would always tell them about Okami. And it's so funny because a lot of times people are like, oh, that's not my type of game, you know, the use of the paintbrushes. When you tell them you use the paintbrush, they kind of think that's a little bit campy, and it's not. It's, if you look at the actual game itself and how it utilizes the lore, it makes perfect sense. And it's so funny because I would sell those to people, and I never once had a customer say they regretted the purchase. Like, it's still, like I said, top 5 favorite games of all time in my pick, which is pretty impressive because my list has changed a lot over the years. You know, Dragon Age and Mass Effect kind of started topping that. Contra 3 for the SNES, that's still
Remain your love.
always have a place in my heart. But we're very, very excited. It is First Four Figures. If you wanted to get yours, you can go to first4figures.com. If you look at our review, I'm going to have the full review, written up review with this, up on the site at don'tfeedthegamers.com. I will also provide links on how you can purchase this for yourself. We've got you covered. I will make sure that if this is something that interests you, that you will be able to get that. This, unfortunately, is probably going to be one of my last big collectible procreations that I will have. Just being an adult, I gotta kind of scale it back a bit. You know, I bought like a $400 Iron Bull statue from Gaming Heads. I need to stop.
I guess from this point on, it's got to be gifts.
It's gotta be gifts. I mean, we do get sent stuff to review by awesome companies, you know, Kotobikua and things like that. So reviewing will be from sponsors and partners and stuff, which we've done in the past. The Carnage statue that we did. We've got you covered. We got a lot of stuff. This is something that's very passionate. I've been a collector. I'm closing in on the age of 30, and I've been collecting the majority of my life. So that will never stop. I just have to be, when I start spending money on my own time and not through work, I need to be a little bit more frugal. But in that exception, I will always buy BioWare figures.
Knew that was gonna be the thing you said.
Always. Even plushies. Sanshi started selling plushies, and I bought all of them. They had like Dorian and Cullen and Cassandra and Morgan. And
The excitement when they came through the mail was...
oh man,
it was real.
The excitement was palpable. Let me tell you. Like, I picked it up. We were on our way somewhere, and I opened the mailbox, and there was just all these like packages just shoved in there, and the freakish like fan squeal that came out of me was plushies. Yeah, it was intense. It was extremely intense, and I regret nothing. So yeah, so unfortunately we couldn't unbox it for you guys, but hey, that's a lot less frustration you have to see, and nobody wants to see me wielding a knife because it never ends well. One cool thing I wanted to show too is on the box, if you want to do that. On the back, it actually gives the background. So for people that either have yet to play this game or are rusty, they haven't played it in over 10 years and they're a little rusty on the premise and exactly what happens throughout the game and the lore behind the game, This actually goes all the way through it. It also comes with a certificate of authentication that gives you your collectible number, and it tells you exactly on how to authenticate it online, which is really cool. Like I said, I'm a huge collector. I don't just buy things going like, that's cool. Like, I am an actual collector. I'll go out and hunt. Authentication is a huge thing for me personally. So that was cool that they did that. The packaging was very well done. Obviously the external packaging was beautiful. It's very easy to kind of just get a little bit lazy. I've gotten a lot of pieces where it was just the picture of the statue on the front and then that was it. There was no creativity. So that's just a little detail that I thought was kind of cool. Packaging was very safe. It came in different parts, you know. The flames were separate, the body was separate, the tail was separate, and then the base was completely separate and wrapped up. So it was very well taken care of. So if you're worried about it getting shipped to you, don't be. They package it very well. But we will have all the details, and I will break down each individual point in my review. So keep an eye out on that for don'tfeedthegamers.com. Also, if you were interested, because Facebook, our Facebook page, Don't Feed the Gamers, official Facebook page, we have to kind of go with Facebook's algorithm, so we can only share articles once an hour. So a lot of times we'll write an article, but then you won't actually see it on the page till like 10 hours later. It sucks. So if you are wanting to get your hands on this review as soon as it's live, follow us on Twitter at YouFedTheGamers. And that way we've got live tweets 24/7. As soon as the article is published on the website, it goes immediately to our Twitter. Easy access, you can check it on your phone. So if there's anything that specifically interests you, you can pick it up from there versus having to wait and then potentially not even see it, because a lot of people on Facebook aren't even seeing our posts thanks to Facebook. So that being said, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap it up. Chewy's not a huge collector. He supports
just game.
me. Yeah, he just games. I game. I did buy him we've been playing a lot of Overwatch lately, and he named us Reaper, so I bought him that sweet Reaper statue for Christmas. Spoil the surprise. So expect a review on that as well, because that's something I actually really want to review, because that looked really cool. Like, I bought it for him, but it's for me.
No, it's for me.
It's for him. So in closing, the figure itself is absolutely amazing. Price point is anywhere between $300 to $350 depending on the retailer. Very necessary. Like I said, as soon as I play the game, for years I've been trying to find an official piece instead of just fan-made pieces that were not up to par, that were not character accurate. So for the fact that I've been waiting for this for 10 years, completely worth it to me. Abso-freaking-lutely. So if it's something that interests you, let me tell you, the quality, the materials used, the painting, the way it all fits together, completely worth it if that's in your price range, or tack it onto your holiday list. But it was perfect. I'm very excited, and it's one of my favorite pieces. I can tell immediately from opening it. So yeah, keep an eye out for that review, and we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it, and keep checking in with us on Facebook, Twitter, and don'tfeedthegamers.com. And
thanks, guys. Game on.